Well, hello everyone. Welcome to the channel. 007 here. This is day one of my 2025 Appalachian Trail through hike. And as is with the norm, you know I don't do bloopers, so that'll be in there. As with the norm, the plan isn't going as well as I would like. So, drove up to Hiawassee, stayed at a hostel last night, got a shuttle this morning. Well, let me back up. Yesterday, the 13th of January, stopped down at Calola, got checked in for my through hike. I'm number 15 for the year. Drove to the hostel and spent the night there in Hiawassee, and this morning got picked up by the shuttle, and the plan was to come out to Springer Mountain parking lot, walk the 9/10 up to Springer Mountain to the start point, and then turn around and walk to Hawk Mountain Shelter. And that is where the plan changed. So the access road up to Springer Mountain parking lot, it's about 6 miles-ish, and it is pretty much iced over. So it's a single track here. I'll show you a little bit here in a sec. And we just weren't going to make it all the way up, and it wasn't right to put that vehicle in danger either. And the rumor is there's a bunch of vehicles up here along the side that are hard to get around. So got dropped off early and changed of plan number one. I'm going to walk the 6 miles up to the parking lot, then go out to Springer another mile, and I'll probably right now thinking I'll spend my first night at Springer Mountain Shelter after doing about 8 miles today. I didn't want to really do over 8 miles. Springer to Hawk Mountain's about 9 miles. So yeah, so we are on our way. And the temperature, 23 degrees. So this is the access road. This is a pretty good piece of it right here. You can see just keeps going up. So yeah, let's see what today brings. It's what, about 9:15, 9:20 in the morning. Plenty of day. It's crystal blue sky. It's a little chilly, but other than that, I am on my way and excited as all get out to get this 2025 through hike going. So this is pretty much what the access road looks like. It's just covered in icy. So it was definitely a good call not driving up here. I haven't run into any vehicles yet along the road, but I'm telling you, it's slick. So I think so far we made the good call. Turn around, and honestly, I mean, it is all up for this first 6 miles, but it's a nice grade. I'm already warmed up. I mean, I know I got my hood up, sorry. I did go with, put my rain jacket on, just cut the wind a little bit. Toasty warm now. Yeah, so I'm gonna do this, and I started out typical. I started out hard because I thought, man, I got to get to the parking lot and get this day going. And I thought about it, I thought, man, it's 6 miles to the parking lot. So this is pretty much my day. So parking lot to Springer, which is, you know, another mile, and back to the shelter, So that's already going to be 7-8 miles for today, and I didn't want to do more than that. So I'm just backing my my plan up a little bit. You know, and I might not make it all the way to Winding Stair. We'll see. I mean, in this, you know, 5-10 days. But if you follow along on my channel, and I explain my 3 phases of this hike. This part in January, I've already hiked, you know, the first 300 miles, so I'm just backtracking really. And but this really was my shakeout, make sure all my equipment works. I'm a little heavy, I'm about 35 pounds right now, but I got a lot of gear that I might need in this cold. It was down to 21 degrees a minute ago. But yeah, toasty warm. Let's see if we can knock those 6 miles out and get up here to the southern terminus, and get some good views, because man, it's a blue sky today. Well, 6.1 miles of the access road. Finally got up to the parking lot, and now I'm on the Appalachian Trail. Now I'm going backwards. So I got about a mile to the southern terminus at Springer Mountain. So I'm going to go there and turn around and see. You know, I just got done talking to Bandit with AT Shuttles. He's up here at the parking lot. And I forgot about Stover Creek, just a couple miles down the way. So, and it's only noon. So I might. We'll see what the mileage looks like. I really didn't want to do more than 8 miles today, but 9 might not be bad. So we'll see. Let's see what Springer Mountain looks like up here. I know I don't normally video the trail that much, but the actual just the foot trail, but that's what I'm looking at. Snow covered, but you can definitely tell where the trail goes, that's for sure. And it's because it's pretty cold, it's really crusty snow. So, but man, I'm hoping for a great view up here. Look how blue the sky is. It's gonna be awesome. All right, made it. There's the plaque, first blaze. Freaking nice view. I knew it would be nice up here today. The blue sky. Oh. So I'm 7 miles into my day. My initial plan was to come here and go to Hawk Mountain, which would have put me at 9 miles. So being as I got dropped off at the bottom, I had to walk the 6 miles up the access road and then a mile out to here. Now I'm at 7, and I think I'm going to go to Stover Creek Shelter. That puts my day at 10. It's a mile over what I was going to do, but I think that helps me kind of catch up a little bit from the day I've lost, at least 2 miles into it. Not anything crazy, and we'll see how it goes from there. So, plus I've not been to Stover Creek Shelter. I was at the Springer Mountain Shelter the last time I attempted my through hike, so this will be put me a little off schedule. So maybe I'll stay at some different shelters this time, get a little different outlook on the trail. So there's the turnoff. It's just a tenth of, you see the blue blaze down there. It's just a tenth off the mile, or tenth of a mile from the Springer Mountain start point there. And I'm going to do the 2.7 further to get to the next shelter. And it's only 1 o'clock, so I'll probably be there by, and it's all downhill, by the way, from there. So hopefully I can make up the miles and get back on track to what the original plan was, without doing too many crazy miles. That's the problem, you know. I didn't want to, you know, some guys get done, they stop at 1 and they think, man, we can do another 8 miles, and it probably can, but it catches up with you after a while. So I'm just going to do the two more miles today. Maybe it can make up another mile or 2 tomorrow. That gets me at 10. I feel pretty comfortable 8 to 10 miles to start, and we'll see from there. Just a little down from the Springer shelter, Bent Mackay Trail Southern Terminus goes to the right. You see the white diamond up there? I following the white blazes on the AT this way. You follow some of my stuff up in the Smoky Mountains. Crossed in and out of the Bent Mackay Trail quite a bit. You know, it kind of meanders around the same kind of general area as the AT. It's about 300 miles long, and it ends up there at Fontana Lake, up where I was hiking around Lake Shore area, that area up there. So if you want, you can watch one of those videos and see some of the trail up in that area. Everybody's thinking, I don't see anybody. There ain't many. I mean, I'm number 15 out here, and this morning the shuttle driver, the folks that started before me, you know, he started naming off quite a few that have already pulling off trail, you know, in the last couple days. So with the weather, injuries and things like that, but I have met a few, not all through hikers. So last night at the hostel, met Glowworm and Nimrod. Glowworm doing a section out here. He was getting ready to leave, but he was named Glowworm because his through hike a few years ago, I guess he had a bright green or orange sleeping bag. One of the kids said something that looks like a worm, and ended up being Glowworm, so he just stuck with it. Then Nimrod, he's hiked the AT several times. Older gentleman, had some great stories with him last night. So out here today, so one of the shuttle drivers I bumped into, not who I use, but nice guy, Bandit, and he does some shuttle work out here. AT shuttles, Bandit AT shuttles, AT Bandit shuttles, one of those. Nice guy. Got to talk to him at the Springer parking lot a little bit, and he had just dropped off a hiker who through hiked the trail a few years ago named Mo. So Mo's out here. I've talked to her twice now. There was another gentleman, I guess, that walked by the parking lot when Bandit got up there, and he had talked to him a little bit. So there's a few of us out here, not many. There are footprints, but most of them are crusted over. They're not fresh.
Early sun and the biggest sky, greenest hills that I have ever seen. These old stone walls and the ones they're holding, the only place I wanna be. Got your light as it comes shining in your door. Got your words as they go.
Hey everybody, going to wrap up day one on the Appalachian Trail, although most of day one was spent getting to the Appalachian Trail. So the plan was to get a ride up the Springer Mountain parking lot, walk the mile to Springer Mountain, and then backtrack a mile and go on to Hawk Mountain Shelter. Would have been about 8.8 miles, something like that. And my goal for the first 3 or 4 days is to not do more than 10 miles. A lot of people, you know, they have that plan, they just don't stick to it. So anyway, so as it happened, the shuttle driver wasn't able to come up the access road to Springer Mountain parking lot. So I got out and I walked the 6 miles up to Springer Mountain parking lot, and then the mile to Springer Mountain. And then on my walk up, I thought, you know what I'm going to do? I'll stay at Springer Mountain Shelter, and it'll add a day. But then tomorrow I'll start from Springer Mountain to Hawk, what I was going to do today. Well, somewhere between there, I remembered that Stover Creek, actually Bandit, it's your fault. Bandit reminded me that Stover Creek was just a couple miles down the AT. It's all downhill, and it was all good. So right now I came to Stover Creek, ended up doing 9.7 miles today, about 1,978 feet of elevation. So a lot of up today. And so now as I'm sitting here looking at what to do tomorrow, I thought I could catch up. So tomorrow should have been from Hawk Mountain to Gooch, to the Gooch Mountain Shelter. If I try to do that, that's going to be a 13-mile day tomorrow because I've cut off a few. So what I've decided to do is not to break my own rule and go over 10 miles. So I'm just going to sleep in a little bit in the morning and do 6 miles tomorrow to Hawk Mountain Shelter, get back on track, and I'll just add a day on this end. Now, what I'll do then is I'll probably, because this is a shakeout hike for me, so I'll probably pull back a few days on the shakeout hike. I might end in at Mountain Crossing or something like that, which is fine. It's still going to be 4 or 5 days till I get there. So yeah, a good day overall. Now normally, so the mile mark that I am on the Appalachian Trail is at 2.8 here at Stover Creek Shelter. So of my 9.7 miles today, only 2.8 of them actually count towards the Appalachian Trail. I normally do my blood sugars, forgot all about them today. I was just so wrapped up in getting everything going. But tomorrow I'll report on my blood sugars as I go, and I'll talk about my diet and stuff moving forward. But yeah, it's it's cold, that's for sure. My tent's in the snow, but I mean it was a good day. I'm a little sore. That definitely coming up that road and on the snow. What I found on the snow, so you go forward, when you step, you come back just a little bit each time, and over time you really start to feel that some in your hamstring. So tomorrow probably going to be a micro spike day. Talking to a guy today, he said it gets slicker as you go. So but yeah, if you like what you see, appreciate if you hit the subscribe, and we'll see what tomorrow brings.